The Death Domain is the new Cleric subclass from patch 8, so let's go over it, bringing a level by level combat tutorial and all the items you could need to be a melee frontliner with necrotic based damage. So of course we start with the Cleric, and you'll know this, but our Wisdom is our spellcasting modifier. So we get our domain spells, we also have Wisdom saving throw proficiency, Charisma saving throw proficiency, as well as simple weapons, Morning Stars, light armor, medium armor, and shield proficiencies. Now we get to pick some cantrips, so we're going to take Burst in Sinew, we're going to take Guidance, and we're going to take Sacred Flame. Sacred Flame being a really good Radiant based cantrip. Guidance because this is amazing from the start of the game to the end of the game to helping you pass your checks. And then Burst in Sinew, explode a corpse, causing it to impale those around, really nice just like AoE based cantrip. And that brings us to the Death Domain, so you nourish your faith of the forces that create the dead and give rise to the undead. So this gives us Reaper, so our Necromancy cantrips that target one creature can target an additional one. This is very similar to the Sorcerer ability where you can target two with one. We gain Martial Weapon proficiency. We gain False Life, so we can gain 7 temporary hit points. Ray of Sickness as a spell, and for a cantrip, Toll the Dead. Ring the Bell of Impending Doom. If the target's at full health, you deal 1 to 8 necrotic damage instead. And again, we can target this with 2 people thanks to our class abilities. So we are going to pick Toll the Dead for this one. For your deity, pick whichever one you want to follow for your RP purposes. And then for your ability points, we are going to take 16 Strength, 10 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 16 Wisdom, and 8 Charisma. You could put your Strength to 8 and take Dex to 16 or 14 if you want to use Strength Potions, but I'm not going to worry about Strength Potions for this build. For your proficiencies, take whatever you feel like. Cleric level 2 brings 1 Channel Divinity charge. We also gain Turn Undead, so pray to turn all undead that you can see, and this lasts for 3 turns. And Channel Divinity Touch of Death. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can use your Channel Divinity to deal extra necrotic damage. And then we gain our list of spells, so the ones we're going to take is Guiding Bolt. This is a really good first level spell, good radiant damage, and if it lands, the next attack roll on that target will have advantage. Shield of Faith to increase armor class by 2, really useful. Inflict Wounds, really good first level spell for necrotic damage that you can upscale to pump out insane amount of damage. And then of course we are clerics, so we're going to take Healing Word, nice little bonus action healing spell, and Cure Wounds, a main action healing spell. Cleric level 3 is where we get our level 2 spell slots. You also see we gain a bunch of other stuff we can choose from. So for our spell here, we are going to start with Hold Person. Hold a humanoid enemy still, they can't move, act or react. Attacks within 3 meters are always critical hits. This is one of the best spells you can do if you can land it for battlefield control. Cleric level 4 brings a new feat, we also gain more spells. So for this one we are going to take Light as our cantrip as it's such a good utility based spell. But for our feat we're going to take the ability improvement and we're going to bump our wisdom all the way up to 18 to help with our spell casting. And then for a spell we are going to take Spiritual Weapon, nice bonus action summon we can have. Cleric level 5 brings Destroy Undead, so when you successfully turn an undead creature it also takes 4 to 24 radiant damage. As well as a bunch more spells we can choose from. So for this one we are going to take Spirit Guardians, as we can make this a necrotic based ability, and this is just phenomenal. The other one we're going to take is we're going to boost our healing capabilities and take Mass Healing Word, so we can heal multiple allies with our bonus action. Cleric level 6 brings another Channel Divinity charge and Inescapable Destruction, so spells you cast ignore resistance to necrotic damage, which is perfect for this build. For a spell at this point we're going to take Prayer of Healing, again boosting our healing capabilities. Cleric level 7 brings 4th level spell slots, so for this one we are going to take the Guardian of Faith, again another nice little summon you can have on the battlefield. It will deal about 20 damage, but every time it deals damage it will take damage, so bear that in mind. Cleric level 8 brings Divine Strike Necrotic, so once per turn deal 1 to 8 necrotic damage in addition to your weapon's 9 to 19 slashing damage when you make a melee attack. For your feat, again we're going to bump our wisdom all the way to 20 to max out our spellcasting. And then for a spell here we are going to take one of my favourite spells in the game, the Glyph of Warding. Now usually this would work by you place it on the ground, an enemy would walk into it and it would trigger the effect of choice. However, we will use it like an AoE, we'll place it down, and then at the end of our turn it will explode, damaging all the enemies within it. Really nice way of doing this. Cleric level 9 brings 5th level spell slots, and these are some really high damaging ones. So, the ones we're going to take are Mass Cure Wounds, again, focusing on that healing capability, and Flame Strike. This is an amazing Fire Radiant combined damage dealer. It is an AoE, so bear that in mind, but it will deal a lot of damage. Cleric level 10 brings Divine Intervention. You can cast Divine Intervention to invoke your god's aid. Once used, this can never be used again, and that isn't a joke. It is a one and done per playthrough type thing, so pick and choose your moments. For a spell, we are going to take Produce Flame, because none of the other cantrips really aren't that good in my opinion. For a spell here, let's just come early down and we'll take Crit or Destroy Water, as this can be very useful. Cleric level 12 brings 6th level spell slots. So for this one, we are going to start with Planar Ally. Really nice way of getting a powerful summon on the battlefield. And our final level, level 12, gives us a new feat. So for this one, we are going to take Alert to boost ourselves up the turn order, since our dex is so low. And then for a spell, we will take Create Undead, and then you've got the choice between using this or using Planar Ally. Okay, we're going to start with our equipment, and we're going to start with the Circle of Bones. This gives us Animate Dead, but more importantly, Undead Ward. So allied undead within 6 meters are resistant to bludgeoning, slashing, and piercing damage. Ties into this build so well. For a cloak, the Flesh Melter Cloak, so if someone attacks us within melee range, they will take 1 to 4 acid damage. We're going to take the Boots of Genial Striding, so we're unimpeded by difficult terrain. Now armor is a little iffy. We only have proficiencies with light and medium armor, so you kind of want to pick whatever is best for you. Now you could also go with the Armor of Agility, which is a 17 AC, but because our dex is a solid 0, we don't actually benefit from exotic materials. So if you have someone with high dex like a rogue or a ranger that will gain a +4, +5 to take their AC to 21, 22, you want to save those types of armors for that character in my opinion. Whereas this one, I'm not really using it. 16 AC is alright, we've got a shield anyway, so you get the gist. For gloves, the Legacy of Masters, a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls with weapons, as well as strength saving throws +1. For rings, the Shifting Corpus Ring for invisibility and blur. The Burnish Ring for Paralysing Ray, nice little necrotic based spell. And the Amulet of Greater Health. This will set our Constitution to 23 and an advantage on Constitution saving throws. This means this will help our concentration, helping us maintain our concentration on spells and our health pool. And then finally for weapons, I like using the Blackguard Sword. Now granted, if you have a paladin with smites, this works better on there, but I like the fact it has necrotic damage. I like the way it's slashing. And we're pairing it with a shield. Now take any shield you want in my opinion, the higher the better. I just put Kethric's on for now to bring our AC to +2. So, but if you've got the +3, even +4 shields, go one of those and boost your AC as high as possible. So that is the build. Let's go find some combat and test it out. Okay, as soon as we leave camp, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spend our 6th level spell slot to get our Planar Ally, Cambion. This is probably the most Death Domain-esque one there is. And as you can see, you get a lovely little demon. Now this has used your one and only 6th level spell slot, so bear that in mind. And we're going to start summoning some creatures. So if we find our Animate Dead, we will gain... let's do some skeletons. And there we go. Now you see we didn't use the spell slots there, so if you wanted to, you could come back in with our actual Animate Dead from our actual class and try and summon some more if we can actually target them. The camera here is always so janky. And there we go. Okay, you can see we're in combat and we're actually really high up the turn order, so we're just going to get to our turn. And now you see we are on our turn, so the first thing we are going to do is our spiritual weapon with our bonus action. And we'll just get a axe, why not? And we'll throw this down here. And then it's time to use our spell casting capability. So I like using whole person ASAP. And let's just hold. We'll hold you, and we'll hold the spellcaster. There you go, you'll see all 3 are now held. And that has used our bonus action and our main action, but that's fine. And as you see, the enemies are held. You could obviously cast this higher up and target more people. I'm trying to save a few high level spell slots. And as you can see, your summons will sort of just do what they want to do. And you can benefit from this ensuring that they get those critical hits. And as you can see, you can even send them flying, so we can start hunting down the enemy up here. And that brings us to the Cambion, and again, this can benefit from a lot of things. It has Fiendish Charm, it has a fire-based spell. But, again, we're going to benefit from our guaranteed crits and just ensure we take enemies out ASAP.
You still have time to surrender.
And as you can see, this works on every character that has a melee attack on enemies. And of course, our spiritual weapon can deal some pretty decent damage too, as you can see. And now it's back to our turn, and let's start doing some stuff. Now, we have our cantrips we can do, as well as our divine strikes. So let's start with our divine strike, and we'll do it on Skeeve here. And there you go, and because of that we can do Touch of Death, and if we remember, Touch of Death will deal an additional amount of damage. Just like that. So you see, with your Channel Divinities, you can pump out about 50 damage with a hit. And, because we are a healer, we can still do, let's say, a 3rd level healing spell, and heal all our companions. And of course, we have so many summons, we can just continue hunting enemies down. Now, you'll see, they don't have many things they can do. They can fly, jump, that sort of stuff, but they can just act like really good meat shields to distract enemies. Whereas your actual main summon, your Cambion, is really good for sort of throwing spells out. Now, we'll just do this. We might miss, but you'll get the impression. And there you go. So you can really spread your damage around. And from there, you can also fly, and we could start hunting down the other enemies to keep them distracted, as you can see here. And then there's still our spiritual weapon, which can come in here and start dealing some solid damage too. But of course, our main thing is our necromancy based spells. So let's do Toll the Dead. And because this is a necrotic based cantrip, we can target too. And you can see just how much damage we can pump out with this. And that still frees up our bonus action. We could heal, or we could do a Shield of Faith, and we can boost our AC by 2. And again, our ghouls we can just use to focus on taking enemies out. And with the Cambion, once again, if we want to, we can do ranged, like that, or we could have closed the distance to done a melee attack. And again, spend the spiritual weapon up, pump out some damage. But of course, you can see we've let our allies take a lot of damage, which means, once again, we can come in here. We could do a, when I can find it, Toll the Dead. So we'll target Skeeve, and we'll target the Barbarian. And there you go, you'll see we're pumping out some really decent damage. We've killed another one. And because, let's say, we're in a really tough situation, we can use our high level spell slots to pump out a bunch of healing like that. As you can see here, like I said, you can use your companions, or your minions I should say, as little meat shields. And of course, sending out your other summons just to pump out some damage where needed. Continually distracting the enemies. Again, we can do our range capability just like this, breaking their concentration, hunting them down to keep them occupied. But of course, we're not just a sort of spellcaster. We can come in here with basic melee attacks like that. We can turn on our Divine Strike, like that, and we could have done our Channel Divinity if need be. We can also hit them with a lovely Pommel Strike. We can pump with our Touch of Death, just like this. And again, once again, use the Cambion. We can just focus on dealing some damage. And then it's just a case of finishing the fight, and let's say we need to do a little bit of healing, or anything like that we can. Or, like I said before, we can throw out a Glyph of Warding. So let's just throw this down here. Now they might dodge because they are a rogue, but just as a demonstration, there you go. Now unfortunately they did dodge, which we did kind of expect, but that's okay. And of course, we still got other spells we can do. We have like Burst in Sinew, which we could have targeted with a cantrip. We'll do this on a one that isn't. We'll show it off afterwards, it's fine. What we'll do is we'll come in here and we'll do a lovely Inflict Wounds. I'm going to upcast it so you can see what I was talking about how you can really pump out damage with it. And there you go, as you see, 37 damage. Now, checking out Burst in Sinew, since we didn't get to do it, if we just focus on here, you can target 2, we will only target 1, because why not? There you go, you can see just how much you can do. Now, if we were to come in here, you will see we've used our spell slots and our Channel Divinities. If we take a short rest, we get our Channel Divinities back, but our spell slots do not come back, so bear that in mind. but our big old Cambion here has survived and will follow you around until they perish. So I really hope you have enjoyed the Death Domain build guide here. It's really, really fun. I love anything like necrotic based because I think it's just a really cool theme to have, especially in like a party of good people. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you change, any new abilities, items, skills, all that fun stuff. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel for more. I've got more guides to Baldur's Gate, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, all the RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.